Hey everybody, we're back to go ahead and replace the glass on this iRola tablet. See, there's definitely got a shatter issue going on with the tablet. Now the glass is actually smooth, but the digitizer underneath, the thing that recognizes your touch, is actually shattered. That's the problem. So here's the model number of this tablet. I'll put it in the description as well. This is much like an RCA tablet where we're replacing the glass only on the digitizer. It's going to fit right in. A couple tools we're going to use to help us remove the glass is an opening device of some sort, whether it's a guitar pick or this metal iSesamo tool. We'll be using a plastic nylon spudger to remove any cables on the interior of the phone. This one cut up playing card will help us keep the glass from adhering back to the frame once we peel it off. Guitar pick to help us pry that glass up into the edges of the device as well. And we have a suction cup to help us kind of pull the screen off and put the new screen on without smudging or touching the bottom of it. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and take the guitar pick and peel off the plastic housing of the device. It's not too difficult on this one. If you start on the side opposite of the camera, you get a little play in there. You can see if you stick it in and just move it from side to side, it'll go ahead and pop the housing right off for you. Just work away around the sides of the device. Being a little bit careful around the volume and the power button of the device as well. We don't want to break those. There's also a cable. Here's a power button. See right here, it popped off. There's a cable that's attached to the back of the device. So once you loosen it, go ahead and pull the camera side down towards the non-camera side, and that'll give you that separation of the device. Next, we have the interior components of the device. I'm not going to do much else to this except for just replace the screen here. We're going to use this spudger here to go ahead and pry the tape off that's holding down the digitizer ribbon cable. Go ahead and just peel that back. Now there's two little gray pieces that are holding this cable in. We're just going to go ahead and pop those up. And that'll allow us to go ahead and remove the cable out of the device. That when we separate the glass from the housing, we definitely don't have any issue getting the separation that we're looking for on this side of the device. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and just kind of fold this over. We're not going to clip it back on or anything like that. We're just going to use it to kind of hold everything together, make it a little bit easier. Another tool that we're going to use, I forgot to mention, was our heat gun here. You can use a hairdryer on high. We want to make sure you get it nice and warm. You can use, I'm using actually a hot air rework gun. You can use a heat gun you use for shrink wrapping as well. You can find them at like Harbor Freight, Lowe's, Home Depot. All of those tool places will normally carry one for you. So we're just going to go around the edges of the device and get it nice and warm. Once you put your finger on it, it feels like it's pretty close to being hot, almost to melt the plastic. That's what we're looking for. We don't want to melt the plastic, but we want to get pretty close to that to loosen up the adhesive that's holding this display onto the frame of the device. Want to make sure it's nice and even all the way around. Just take our pry tool, see if we can't get this underneath it, and start off. I want to use a plastic one. It'd probably be better to do so. We can use our suction cup here. That might help get some separation on the device. There we go. Taking it up a little bit here, you can see it'll pull up just a smidgen. We don't want to break the LCD, but if you can get a little bit of separation, get a plastic opening tool, that's what we're looking for. I'm going to end up using this iSesamo just to get us started here on the corner. You don't have to go in too far into the adhesive. It's only around the interior edge here that actually has it. You can see that it's pretty flimsy around the side of this display. It looks like it'd be a little bit stiffer, but it's not. It's just a little thin piece of plastic. We're going to put a playing card in here to help us get this started from adhering back into the device. We can use a playing card to actually go ahead and remove the adhesive as well. Just work our way up. It works great. That way you don't damage or scratch the frame of the device. It still looks nice and pretty when you get done. Just going to put another piece of the playing card in down here at the bottom so we can't get it started. Perfect. starting to get a little bit tougher to slide the card around in there. So we're going to go ahead and just give it a little bit more touch of heat here. See if we can get it warmed up again to get it nice and pliable. You can kind of tell by touch, you want it pretty warm, but you don't want it scalding hot. Put our guitar pick in here and get a little bit of separation here as well. Really, any thin opening tool you can use that won't damage your frame will be fine. Go ahead and put a card in here real quick. Let's make sure we get them in the middle section as well. We don't want to adhere back on to the device and kind of ruin our efforts here getting the screen off. So we got a lot of good separation happening here. Just kind of going around and making sure that the tape is completely separated from the device. Looks like it's a little bit deeper on the sides. Just using our guitar pick to go through there. Put it back here in the corner, help stand off a little bit. Alright, we're going to use a little bit more heat on this. This is the last stretch of glass here. Now the camera portion is a separate piece of glass, so we don't want to make sure we don't damage that or try to remove that. We're just removing the screen only. So leave that camera glass in its place. A little bit more. Go ahead and take your guitar pick and kind of go down the side here. Definitely getting a lot of good separation. You see I can pull it pretty far off the frame now. Perfect. Now we got it separated. We can just go ahead and pull the cable through. This is a pretty cheap repair too. I think the glass only cost me like $10 off of eBay. I think I could only get it from China, but it was kind of worth the wait for repairing this tablet. Definitely don't have to buy a new one. You can see that the cable doesn't necessarily have a slot that it runs through on this device. Just pull back the housing a little bit as it slides through past that metal fabric or that metal housing around the side there. What we're going to do is we're just going to make sure we clean the LCD. Do your best not to touch it. You can actually see there's a scratch on the LCD from where it broke. But you definitely don't want to put touch it at all. We don't want to get any fingerprints. We're just going to use a can of compressed air so we can't kind of blow it off and get the dust particles on here. What you can also use is just a microfiber cloth like this one here and kind of wipe in downward motions. Fingerprint oil is really the hardest stuff to get off, or adhesive on these screens. It's going to use a little bit of my breath that give us a little bit of moisture to help kind of rub off this center piece. You can see there's a scratch right in the center of it that I'll work at in here in a second. Make sure all the corners are out. Make sure there's no dust in there as well. It can be easy if you kind of tilt it from side to side. I'm just going to put a little moisture on it here again. My breath. Just kind of rub at it for a second. All the dust seems to collect on the edges of the screen. Make sure you run it down in a downward motion. I think that works best. Alright, so we got our new glass piece here. Go ahead and separate this. Sometimes they come with layers of protective covering on the glass. You want to make sure you remove all layers off of it. It actually doesn't look like this came with one. It was just this exterior layer here. It has a piece of glass in the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my suction cup here and I'm going to suction it to the glass. That way I have a nice sturdy point to hold it while I do certain things. I peel the adhesive tape off. Give me a much better point of holding it than making sure I touch it with my fingers. I'm going to go ahead and pull the adhesive off the sides here. Being nice and careful, I don't want to have it fold over. You can just use some 3M double-sided adhesive tape. It looks like it's the exact same stuff. If you have glass that doesn't have the adhesive on it, you can buy it off of eBay or Amazon. It's used in almost all cell phone repairs. Pretty common stuff. Just going to give it a little squirt of compressed air here. Make sure there's no residual dust. You can just do the same thing to the back side of the screen here. So we're going to slide it into place, making sure the ribbon cable goes through its correct slot, and making sure before I press down anywhere on the device that all four corners are put in their correct spot. Once you've done that, then you can go ahead and press down on the sides here, making sure that they snap in. And once that happens, you can run your fingers down the sides, making sure everything's in its correct spot. Excellent. So is it looking good? Go ahead and slide this in. Now I'd normally suggest that you hook the touch screen up and you test it first, but with this device it's not the end of the world if you have to remove it again and order another one. They're pretty easy to disassemble. Put the ribbon cable back in, making sure it's snug all the way in, and then pressing those two pieces down to make sure it's held in place. We're going to test it here real quick now that everything's put back together before I snap the back cover on. We may have a dead battery on it. Give me a second here. Hook up a cord. Let's see if we can't get it to power here. All right. It's definitely still functioning for us. Use this pair of tweezers here to see if we can get it to power on. It's always easy to turn the device on and off when you actually have the power button, rather than a pair of tweezers and the bare button. Guess we'll try again. Bear with me for a couple of seconds. This is not my device. I'm not extremely familiar with how they function, how long you have to press the power button to get it to turn on. So we'll try again here in a second. We may just be too far out of juice. There we go. Well, that didn't work out for me. We'll try again. You're kidding me. There we go. I really truly do my best to not try to edit these videos. I want you to see exactly what steps I've done and the difficulty level of it takes to repair these devices. I see a lot of videos out there that are spliced together, and who knows how long they were trying to get those screws in or out of that device, and it makes it look really, really simple. I want to make sure that the videos that I make are truly the honest time that it takes to repair a device and kind of the weird things that happen when you're fixing different devices and pieces of technology. You never really know what you're going to run into. So the display is definitely working for us. It takes a second for this display to power up for us and the tablet to get into its working order. Just test this. Perfect. The touchscreen looks like it's functioning properly for us. Excellent. Now that that's happened, we can go ahead and snap the back cover back onto the device. One thing that you want to do is if you've lost your power button or your volume button out of the device, you want to make sure you put them back in correctly. And to do that, when you're looking at them, they actually fit back into little pin standoffs in the plastic. Make sure that the little pin that sticks out of the plastic fits into the little round holes on the power button and the volume button. That way you know you've put them in the correct way and not backwards or upside down or anything. Just going to slowly tip this over. We'll start with the top portion first, making sure that the power button and the volume button stay in. We'll snap them down, then work our way around the sides of the device. Alright, and there you have it, a successful change of the glass on this iRola device. I really appreciate you guys watching the video. Hope you guys found it helpful. Any comments or questions, go ahead and post them in the comment section. Again, I got this piece of glass off of eBay for $10. Just put in the model number and iRola. It'll show right up for you. As always, thanks for watching the video. See you on the next one.